Well, there's times when I sit by the campfire in places like this and have a bit of a ponder about what was life like for those who were here when this was a mill. Just over here to my right there's a little foundation, looks like it could have been a shower. Don't know if it was a toilet or not, but it looks like a shower block, something like that, drain behind it, very smallish building. And I wonder, what were they seeing when they were here? And I think, they must have heard the bees in the trees, like I'm hearing now, those honeybees up in the wattle. And then I realise I have absolutely no idea when European honeybees were introduced to Western Australia. I'm going to have to go back and look that up. We take it so much for granted. We can hear them up there, the old bees, and they're working away and making us honey. When did we introduce them? Because what was here before was the native bees, and they didn't make the same kind of noise. They're very quiet compared to the European honeybee. And the other thing, bunch of kookaburras over here cackling away, defining the territory, telling everybody else that this is their plot. They're introduced as well. When were kookaburras introduced to WA? Because they're not native. A lot of people don't know that. They're such a part of the landscape now, but they're not native birds. Did the people who live here hear and see the same things I see? I'm going to have to go back and look this up. For somebody who's been studying history and WA's past, it's a bit odd to have to admit that I just don't know these things. Did the people who live here hear and see what I'm seeing? Yeah, they would have seen the wattle, that's for sure. Although we've got some introduced wattle, there's a lot of wattle around that's from South Australia. But they definitely would have seen most of this. As for the bees in the wattle and the kookaburras up in the trees, well, I'm going to go and have to look that up, and I'll let you know, because I don't know myself. And just on cue, behind me you can hear the cuckers, and we've got some carnabies up there, I think. White-tailed black cockatoos. They sound like carnabies to me. But a lot of what I see here, they would have seen. The little fairy wrens, they definitely would have seen those sort of flittering around, and especially now this time of year, spring. We're almost at spring. The last few days of winter we're going through at the moment. They would have seen the little fairy wrens. They would have been amazed at the masses of wildflowers. Around me now, behind me, there's pine plantations, this monoculture, this killer of native species. I'm not quite sure how to express it. It's one of those things that's difficult to express because our species has done so much damage. We have done it in ignorance a lot of the time. We've done it for the right reasons, or we thought we were doing it for the right reasons. But we've done a huge amount of damage to this country. And we're not seeing it the way it was. We're seeing this modified landscape that we've created. Yeah, it's beautiful. I've been driving through far lands, across rolling hills of meadows. Stunning, absolutely stunning, beautiful scenery. But all that has been at the cost of native animals, has been at the cost of the things that lived here before we came. So there's a price to pay for everything, I guess. These are the weird things I ponder about as I'm sitting next to a campfire and drinking probably a little bit too much Blanc. Well, we've all been there. although we have changed this landscape and we've done some pretty awful things to it, I've got to admit, this is still a beautiful country. It really is a gorgeous, gorgeous place. And this is the time that I enjoy most. I can't hear another human being anywhere. All I can hear are the sounds of nature. The cockatoos, the kookaburras, the little wrens over there. And that peace, that quietness that the bush gives you. I watch Maddie's channel, and apologies Matt, I can't think of the name at the moment. I will put it down below, I remember your name. But I can see how much you love the bush, and you're a young fella compared to me. You're the new generation coming up, but it's good to see there's people like that who still absolutely adore the outback, who understand what it's all about. If you love the bush, get out there, enjoy it, be quiet, be respectful, take your rubbish with you, look after the bush. This is what counts. This is the important stuff. This is where you come when you need to restore your soul. Do I need to say any more than that? I don't think so.